lawn care ninjas, and you know what today is. Thirsty Thursday, and boy has it been a thirsty Thursday. We have gotten rained on all freaking day. Matter of fact, we got rained on at this yard. We are finishing up this little granny yard, so it's just enough rain coming down every 2 to 3 hours to keep us soaked. So we've literally been working in soaked clothes, soaked jeans, soaked shirt, soaked hat, wet, nasty, and very exhausting and tiring. When you are working in this type of a condition and these types of weather where it's just nonstop rain or stops for a little bit and then it comes back, and it usually catches you when you're in the middle of the yard, of course, it's exhausting. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you ninjas have been doing good yourselves. No mowing footage today, of course. Wasn't even gonna fool with the camera with the type of weather we're dealing with. But I got something else in store for you. We're getting ready to go home. This is our last yard of the day. Busy bees, like I said, just blown off. And I wanna go ahead and start the video, of course, and then give you a heads up. So we got some stuff going on at home. The bumblebee, the blades need to come off. We got some stuff wrapped up around it yesterday and we cut it off just enough to be able to finish the yard, and then we kept going today, of course. But the blades need to come off and get sharpened anyway. And then we need to get that rope out of there. There's Busy Bee right there, as you can see. Let's see what he thinks about this weather himself. What are you putting on your hands there, Busy Bee?
A little bit of hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. You're trying to keep it clean, ain't you?
Yeah, you gotta stay clean nowadays.
You gotta stay clean nowadays. I want to ask you, sir, what do you think about this type of weather we've been dealing with today?
I don't mind as long as I don't get soaking wet, like just drenched.
Yes, but today we have had nothing but rain on and off, right?
Yeah.
And it's just enough to get us
a little bit wet.
A little bit wet, and it's very exhausting and tiring and frustrating too, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, as you can see, the morale here is very high right now. One of the other things that I've been dealing with all day today has been really frustrating, but this is so important. I touched on this, ninjas, a couple weeks ago in a video about taxes. Okay, so I am switching my CPA. I'm finally going with another company, and I just found out today, for the last 3 years that I've been paying in $10,000 to $15,000 more per year than I should have. And that is very frustrating, wouldn't you say? Very frustrating. The good thing is we can refile it back. I think it's up to, back 3 years. And hopefully I can get some of this refund coming back to me. But it's very frustrating. I was telling him my CPA has been really great with me for many, many years. And in the last 3 to 5 years, I just felt like we had a disconnection. I don't know what's going on. And one of the things they told me, they said he sounds like he's very conservative. So why I'm sharing this with you is if you got a CPA that you're dealing with and he's very, very conservative when it comes to writing off everything that you're putting in your business and this and that, get a second opinion. Go around and get a second opinion, because even if I just save $10,000 a year, that's $30,000 for the last 3 years. It's a lot of money. And so that's been really frustrating. Then of course dealing with the rain and all this stuff, it's just been one heck of a day. But hey, it wouldn't be a thirsty Thursday if it wasn't, because we've been thirsty, and boy has the rain been providing.
Yes it has.
Look at you. Look at you. Look, 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 look. You look like a little wet doggy. We got the blades off, getting ready to sharpen them. Busy Bee is using that handy dandy tool and cleaning out the deck a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see what I'm talking about, especially yesterday. Ain't that right, Busy Bee?
Yep.
That yard yesterday was so overgrown. It wasn't even like dramatically overgrown, but the fact that it was like, what's the word? Moist.
Yep.
And it clumped up a lot, so there's a lot of grass underneath here. But after the blades get sharp and the deck is cleaned, what are we doing after that, Busy Bee? Are we done for today?
No, we gotta rebuild something.
Whoa. What'd you say?
You gotta rebuild something.
Rebuild? We're doing a rebuild?
Yep.
What? I guess we're doing a rebuild. I can't wait to see this. Check check out Busy Bee's work right here. So this is the side that he's doing next, okay? But look at the side he just did. Let me get it right here on the sun. Look at that. Look at that. Woo-hoo! Dang, Busy Bee! You getting this down, buddy? We might have to change your name from Busy Bee to Sharp Bee or something. By the way, ninjas, this is the RBG 712. If you missed the last time we did the sharpening of blades, I purchased this about a year ago, I want to say, and it's done wonderful. Highly recommend it. I know there's other ways to sharpen blades out there. There's other things you can order, and I'm sure that it does just as good, but this really does a good job for me, and I love it. I love it. Doesn't it make it easy, Busy Bee? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, ninjas, so we finished with the sharpening blades, cleaning out the deck, and Busy Bee now is playing around here with the pole saw, which is the PPT 266. Well, you're choking that.
I feel like I'm getting gas.
Ninjas, he likes to choke things, so. Okay, so time to choke off. Okay. So it's running.
Yeah.
All right. You want to take that plastic off and pick it off the ground and see if you can use it. Whoa, 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 whoa. I said use it, not shut it off.
That's what it does when you try to use it.
It does?
Yeah.
Nah, try again, try again, try again.
You want to pull it?
Well, I can't. Well, here, if it's not working, we'll leave this on so you can put it on the ground. No way. Oh, it starts. Quit playing with it. Start it up and show the ninjas. Okay, so that's not normal, is what you're saying.
No.
Okay, well, so what do you think it is?
If I had to guess, I'd say something in the carburetor.
Okay. Is it something that could be fixed, or do you have to take it to the dealer?
Yeah, I think, man, you can fix it.
Really? So you and Sensei, you think you can fix it?
Yeah.
Did you just wink at me?
No.
Don't do that. All right. So how do you fix something like this?
Just change the carburetor out.
What do you? Okay, so before you change the carburetor out on it, what would you recommend for the ninjas to try to do before they invest in a new carburetor?
I mean, you can try to clean it if you want to.
Okay, and if that doesn't work,
then I guess I'd just buy a new one, a new carburetor for it.
That's so funny you say that. We just happen to have a new carburetor.
Do you?
Yes. You got new spark plugs. You got fuel filters. You got new cables. But there's no carburetor.
No.
Where's the carburetor? So this little sucker, ninjas, is what the problem is. As Busy Bee said earlier, you can try to take it apart and clean it, and sometimes that'll do the trick. But in this case, we tried to take that carburetor out and cleaned it completely. We didn't see anything, did we?
No.
Okay, and at this point, there was just nothing else that we could do. I even put fresh fuel in there. We checked the spark plug, all that good stuff. None of it worked. So I need that thing to be running at all times, because I have a lot of my customers who just ask me occasionally from time to time. You just never know. Hey, Nick, can you go ahead and chop up a couple of these limbs that are, you know, too low or something? And that comes very handy, not having to bring a ladder with you. You just extend it and you're able to reach it. So I went ahead and ordered a brand new carburetor. You can get yourself a brand new carburetor. It actually came with more parts than I originally planned. I thought it was just the carburetor itself, but it came with two air filters, came with two spark plugs, and then you got these little gaskets right here, and it came with two fuel filters, and also came with two of these little bobble heads, is what I call them, but for choking. And then of course the new cables. So are we replacing all of this?
I reckon, whatever you want to do.
So the new bobble head is what I call it. There's one already on here, so you really have three. Might as well change the new spark plug. Why not? Never hurts. Might as well change the new fuel filter. Why not? Definitely change the air filter. So, Busy Bee, are you gonna take the Ninja step by step?
Yeah, we'll go ahead
of how to do this?
I'll show them.
What is the first thing you have to do when it comes to rebuilding and changing the carburetor in this 266?
All right, well, the first thing you gotta do is take the cover off to get to it.
Okay.
And then you'll pull the air filter out and just set it to the side.
Okay, and then what?
And then you'll take these 2 Phillips head bolts out.
Now what?
Then you'll take this cover off. It just comes off in one piece.
Okay. And what's next?
And while you're here, you can go ahead and just pop these fuel lines off.
So there's a fuel line. There's 2 of them?
2 of them.
Okay.
And then you'll turn it around.
All right. So what is that?
That's what you gotta take your throttle off of.
Okay, so it's a throttle cable?
Yeah.
So you gotta disconnect that. And lift it. Oh, there you go. So Busy Bee, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So just disconnect the fuel lines, disconnect the throttle cable, and 2 bolts.
Yeah, and then you'll take
2
this
screws.
piece off.
What is that piece?
That's that one gasket it comes with that you're supposed to change.
Okay. So it kind of like tapes on there.
Yeah, pretty much.
You take that plastic off, or is that necessary, or no? Okay.
No, you just have to get to this.
Okay. Same thing? Okay. Yep. So you put the new one back on there. Line it up, of course, with the holes, because that's where the screws go through. Okay. Now what?
And we'll grab our old carburetor. I mean our new one.
The new one. Can you want to match the new one to the old one? Make sure we got the correct one. Does it look pretty much the same to you?
Yep, everything looks right.
Okay.
Then you'll stick this back through here like that.
All right, and that's the throttle cable.
Yeah.
So you want to reconnect that. You'll have to line it up.
And then you'll take your gasket right here.
Okay. Is that still lined up over there, the other side? Or is it falling off?
It's falling off.
So if it's falling off, Ninjas, just make sure that it's lined up. There's another gasket, so there's 3 gaskets.
Yep.
Okay. Now the screws.
You gotta put these fuel lines back on there.
Okay. Connect both of them back. Is one the main one and one is the overflow, correct?
Yes.
And there it is, as you can see, Ninjas, and it's supposed to go in those holes right there, and he's got everything lined up through the middle here, and voila!
Just bolt it in.
That's what she said. So what are you doing now? What's next?
Just make sure it's picking gasket.
I saw some.
That line came off.
If you are experiencing, whether it be a hedge trimmer, pole saw trimmer, weed eater of any sort, you can totally do this yourself. You do not have to take it to the dealer where they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. This whole kit right here, which more came with it than I expected, honestly. I just thought it was the carburetor, but they sent a bunch of, you know, other stuff. So all of this cost me about $17, and I got it from Amazon. It's super easy. You just type up in there, you know, in the search engine, Echo, and then whatever it is, whether it be a 2620, 266, you know, 225, whatever you may have, and it'll pull up that carburetor for that unit. 17 bucks in a few minutes, and you're done. So what is next, Busy Bee?
The last thing you got to do is just put this air filter in.
Okay.
And then you put your cover right back on.
Gotcha. Now, this is kind of like a step-by-step for some of you ninjas who may be experiencing issues with your weed eater, trimmers, whatever. So I've done this before, Busy Bee has done this before, but we wanted to go step-by-step to show you in case you are experiencing some of these issues, and hopefully this helped you. Now, how difficult is it to change the fuel filter? Because I have never changed it since I've had this, and I've had this thing now for a couple of years, but I don't also use it a whole lot. And of course, Busy Bee, first thing he wants to do is finger something. Is that the only way to do it?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much. You got a pair of needle nose pliers?
Yeah, go up in the toolbox and take a look at it.
I think them right there do the job.
Okay. So you pulled out the old fuel filter. What is that? A little ring?
I reckon it's just something they think will hold it on there.
Okay. Now show the old one and the new one next to each other. Okay. And you can see, I mean, obviously the old one's covered with fuel, but might as well, why not? They sent me 2 of them. And I have not replaced anything on here since I purchased it. Now keep in mind, ninjas, as I mentioned earlier, I don't use this thing on a daily basis. This gets used probably once a month, if not once every other month. Sometimes maybe even a little longer. It's supposed to go all the way, or?
Yep.
Yeah. And then you just throw it back in there?
Stick it back in there pretty much. Good to go.
Okay. And the last thing is the spark plug. Now how difficult is that? Pretty easy?
I don't think anybody can change that.
Okay.
You got a little common sense.
No comment on that one. So what's the first thing you do?
Alright, first thing you do is just pull this off.
The cover there? Okay. And then what?
You have to pull this spark plug.
And just loosen it. Man, you got it. And I always like to compare, make sure that I did order the correct one. And it looks like I did. I mean, this old spark plug doesn't look too bad, but this is a complete rebuild, so why not? Now, what's really important when putting a new spark plug in?
Make sure you get it in there straight.
You don't want to
cross thread it.
Cross thread it. Okay.
Last thing you do is just put this on there.
So you've already choked it. You got fuel in the line.
Yep.
So what's the next thing to do?
I guess see if it works.
Let's go outside and try it. Having a hard time turning it off there?
I reckon.
Getting a little excited?
A little bit.
Okay. Well, Busy Bee, what you think?
It works better than it did anyway.
Works better than what it did. So one thing we discovered is, and if some of you ninjas can help us on this, this would be great. Still had a little bit of a problem. It's not wanting to die, but it feels like what?
You just don't want to turn the chain too good with the air filter in.
So when you put the air filter in, it feels like it's not getting that full capacity of power that it needs to turn that chain.
Choking it out.
Yeah, it's kind of choking out, but it's not killing it. So when we took this out, it's working. So ninjas, if you have a solution for this, why it's doing it, it's a brand new filter, obviously. Please let me know down below in the comments section. Maybe some of you may have a little bit better experience at this than what we do, but I'm still happy I changed that carburetor, much needed. And at least I've got a pole saw that's working right now. So, yeah. But except without the air filter. So there you have it. Simple fix, honestly. This is just something small. I'll do some more research and see why or whatnot. But if you have an issue like that, if it's dying on you, you can't keep it running, just get yourself a new carb, 17, 18 bucks. And you do not have to take it to a dealer because they are really going to charge you probably $150, and that's, I don't know if they would even replace for that a new carburetor. They'd probably just clean the old one. So anyway, done. All right, ninjas, it's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed. Hope that's helped you. Just quick little tips, something you can do by yourself. No big deal. We do have a little bit more tweaking to do, but it's getting really late and wanted to call it a night. Something did come in. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, of course. I want to show you. By the way, if you have any stickers, I haven't shown the sticker wall in a while. If you have any new stickers any of you want to send me, feel free. Just got a new one that got sent to me by Wally's Lawn Care. Wally's Lawn Care. Thank you so much. He's got another one right there. Appreciate you, Wally's. So any of you other ninjas want to send some stickers? Send them on over. But hope that's helped you. Like I said, take care. Thirsty Thursday is a wrap, and boy, has it been a messed up day. Wet, exhausting, tiring. It's just part of it, man. Part of the game. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.